powerful realization, because when we connect, even once, there is some change at the cellular level. The process is beginning to unfold. It's like we're planting a seed by repetition. Each time we connect with this space, we're actually recalibrating the whole configuration, even in our nervous system, even in our cells, in our DNA. But of course, we need to repeat it over and over again, because this is just the uh, top of the pyramid, the higher self. Then is the mental plane, then is the astral, which is emotional and energy, and then is the nervous system and body, right? So we are connecting with the higher self because we're multi-dimensional beings, and through our heart we have access to this higher level identity, the truth of who we are. We kind of bypass these dimensions of ourselves. But the body has memory. The emotional, the energy bodies have memory. The mental is full of old beliefs and so on. So all this is kind of the old identity, right? Majority of people don't even have this realization that we have access to our higher self, right? Like, I'll draw a small circle here. So this is the subconscious, this is the conscious, this is the superconscious. Or like in the model here, right? We have the subconscious, the superconscious, and the body and nervous system. This is the same model, right? So when we connect with our higher self, the superconscious mind, right, we bypass the old identity. But then, in order to make this a reality, we need the full embodiment process, going from the higher self, the superconscious, where we get all the intuition. This is connected with spirit, with the higher realms, right? This is where we get the intuitive guidance, where we open to our genius. And when we are supported by life, when we are supported by our soul families, by guides and so on, we unlock unlimited potential, synchronicities, a totally different way of living life. Totally opposed to how we are used to working things out in the old limited identity, which is part of the lower self, right? Where the ego is just trying to solve life from this limited paradigm based on the old beliefs, the emotions, the chemistry we are used to it, right? So it's as we said last time, it's an addiction to stick into this identity, because the ego tries to protect us. And when we connect with our higher self, with our superconscious, with our true heart and what is calling us, our soul mission, for the ego, it feels like a threat. It feels it loses its power, like it's being, like the life, it's threatened. So then we'll use all its tricks in order to take us astray, to sabotage our calling. Does it sound familiar? You recognize the process in real life, what is happening? You need to become aware of this and how it's happening, because otherwise we will disconnect from our calling, from our vision, from our true identity. Yes, makes sense now? It's familiar? Good. Yeah, we need to understand what is happening, and most importantly, what is happening in all these subtle bodies. Because it will feel like fear. It will feel like pain. It will feel uncomfortable, and we'll explain why. But this is important to understand. This is just the first step, what we did last time, to connect with the vision and to connect with our higher self identity, the light leader identity. But then it comes back to embodying that frequency which you saw, you felt. This is most important. And each time we repeat the process, we expand even more. And like we plant a seed, we don't have to be there all the time. Of course, the intention is to live from that space more and more. But it's like when I live in nature, like at the retreat center here. So I planted a lot of trees and plants. So I'm more used to how nature functions. So when we plant a seed, we don't need to, dig again and to see if it's growing or not. But we need to take care of the process, to accommodate, to support the process by pulling out the weeds, by making sure it's light and sun, by watering and so on. So this is the process. Each time we connect, it's like planting the seed, but we need to plant it more often than just in agriculture. But then we need to take care of the weeds, which are the all limiting beliefs, which are the even the environment. There's many things that we can take care of. But most importantly is how we become the leader actually of our all inner kingdom, if we can say that. So to take care of the mental and astral, the beliefs and the emotions, we'll deal with this on a separate program. It's called Catalyst, and it's where we learn alchemy. And alchemy is a process where we have the old beliefs and the old emotions that are coming up when we are triggered, and we learn how to use that patterns to actually alchemize that energy which is stagnant in our subtle bodies, and actually to use that as fuel to get more energy into our higher self, right? Today we want to talk about the nervous system and the body, which is actually the ultimate frontier, if we can call it like this. It's the missing piece because many people talk about the limiting beliefs and the emotions, even alchemy. But what I noticed and what was a really important realization for me is what is happening in the body and in the nervous system. Because and especially on the spiritual path, the more we purify our subtle bodies, the more we ascend, actually the more sensitive we become. And the nervous system becomes more sensitive. The more we meditate, the more we do spiritual practices, we become more sensitive, which is actually such a gift because it's so important. With sensitivity, we sense more things. We become more open to intuition, to the subtle realms. We get a lot of information. But in the same time, what is happening is that the capacity to hold stress, discomfort diminishes if we don't notice it and if we don't work with it. Because as I was saying, the more we connect with this higher frequency, the body or the nervous system might feel